Alright, I'll leave my regular music going. Round 2, I'll turn on the game music. Mine says too many tunes are trying to get in. You just gotta keep trying. Hold on, can I? Yeah, I'm just like I'm gonna forge this right away. Second phase is rough, bro. What? I kind of figured that these bosses should be like difficulty scaled depending on obviously the playground you're on. I thought they did really well, where the hardest ones were towards the end and the middle ones were fairly difficult and the beginning ones were easier. Adam's already dying. What is this? Adam! Turn it up? I'm listening to my own music. You want me to turn up my own music? You know, like, is it... Adam, you're good. No worries. What do we got? I guess I'll, okay, Adam can lure. That's fine. And then I've got trapezoid, so that dies. This guy takes less damage, so you just have to use a higher trap. That works. That still works. For the most part, trap still works, unless they're lure resistant, in which case that person should probably, like, either drop or have that person be the one who lures, you know? I do Valorant thing at 6 p.m. Would you like me to send you the stream link for when it starts? I might be still streaming at that time, to be fair. Bro said hollies could be lure resisted. Huh? Wait, that's gross. I hate that. Would you have to then, like, maybe save your drops for that? That's gross. Alright, leave this guy alone. Huh? Huh, what? No, yeah, you hit this guy. You got this. That works. Bentley can probably also attack with us. Sure, that works. Heard the rising stars do dumb damage. Well, I mean, they're balancing it, right? They're balancing it in the sense where some things are harder, but some things are easier, right? So one of the things I noticed is that, yes, Major Player is doing less damage. He himself is no longer doing 30 damage. His damage is like cut in half, right? To be honest, I'm down with the Holly lure resistance too much. Oh, I don't mind the Holly resistance too much because being able to be one-shot with Claire was kind of insane. I don't even know people that would do one-shot with Claire. We would just do... What was it? It was the Wrecking Ball twice. Alright, and you still took massive damage and you had to still sometimes use, like, Unites to do that. But it wasn't, like, a big deal, you know? You're viral. I sure am. And that's why I'm using drop, because my drop accuracy doesn't affect your guys' drop accuracy. Right? So if this hits, it does massive buco damage. Right, up, up. Right, up, right, right. Used to watch in middle school when you played with Gag Strategist and Scars. Do they still play? No. No, they do not. Alright, you know, I mean, whenever there's changes or difficulty spikes or anything like that, all it is a new challenge for us to try to overcome, and I'm pretty sure we'll break it down to a pretty simple formula and everything will kind of go back to normal in a sense. The only thing I'm concerned about is what happened with Multi-Slacker, right? Not like what happened with Multi-Slacker now, but the idea behind what had previously happened to Multi-Slacker before this update. Multi-Slacker, even though the character himself is one of the more beloved characters, not a lot of people liked doing that fight because it just wasn't fun. It just, you had all of these cogs that had random lure resistance and debuffs and buffs and stuff like that that you had to work around and were just really annoying to deal with. And so that's why people were more drawn to doing like major player or pace setter or something like that. Something where they had fun doing it. Like, yeah, it had its quirks and its strategies that you had to work around, but it wasn't like that big of a deal, you know? Now that they're bringing those same ideas into these other fights, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. Hold on, yeah, let me actually, I'm gonna forge another one of these. I'm gonna do that now so that maybe the cooldown is over by the time I need it. You know? Yeah, major player is cog debuffs. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was kind of the one thing that made some of these fights annoying. I hit down instead of up. It's right, up, down, left, up, down. What's up, Soul? Welcome, welcome, dude. I'm definitely taking damage now, though. Oop. This is way more punishing now, too. If you do not get the dance right, it's way more punishing. Holy. So I'm grateful I have all the Dave drops. Okay, Mr. Tom. Okay, sir. New TTR post? What, TTR's all like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm actually going to die. I'm on cooldown. Okay, that did a lot of damage. That did minus 44. Holy cow. Why do these guys suddenly do so much damage? Alright, I'll take a look at the TTR blog post after I'm done with this, Dave. How's that sound good? I don't think TTR is malding, no. Oh, I'm the square. Lure resistant. Bentley, can you trap my cog? That way I can drop. There you go. Hate that. Hate that thing. Yeah, 41 damage from a telemarketer. Like, why are these ones suddenly doing so much damage? That's so gross. First bell ringer got the cowbell. Nice. Congratulations. Alright, you don't have tune-up, right? I'll have to tune up you, and then everybody else hit. As the new major player, I don't like that every single cog that comes up has this own little, like, debuff. For the most part, we can just, like, okay, yeah, I guess I can throw, to be honest. No, this is fine. We can phase here if we do this. I don't like that they have their own little debuffs. They all do, like way more damage, too. Oh, I see. The rising star thing. That's why they're doing so much damage. They have rising star. That's so gross. So we really gotta focus on taking out every single one of these cogs, or just the one whenever he showcases them. I think that's what it does. Whenever he says, "Hey, take a look at this bozo," and he puts the spotlight on him. I think that's what that is. So we're gonna have to account for that. Every single time he spotlights a cog, we have to like kill that cog, because otherwise they're dealing like 50 damage. Does it make Dave a lot harder? It does. Which again, I'm trying to figure out, like, is that something that we really need? Do we need Dave to be harder? I thought Dave was in a good spot, genuinely. I didn't think any changes needed to be done, but Alright. Maybe I'll change my mind after some time goes by, you know? Yeah, I thought Dave was fine. I don't know. Kind of boring after you did it enough, but I was doing alright. I still liked it after doing it 40 times. There's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, alright? We'll see. I want to give it a fair chance. I want to see if I still hate it after I do it a few times. Only thing was that Rising Stars felt useless because you ended up ignoring them the whole fight. I didn't even realize there was that was a thing for like the first round. I don't know. It was a very good fight, just had a bit of a loop. It had a bit of a loop because we figured it out. We had it boiled down to a T and like we had solved it. Can surrender even in buildings? Yep. That way, any instance where you can't run, you can surrender instead. So buildings, boss fights, managers. I'm guessing even like the factory. People have a new OP strat by the end of the weekend. Yeah, we'll have to see. Do you lose your gags if you surrender? No, you just go down to 1 health. Whoa, it's Dave! Whoa! Alright, let's see the grossness of the Mr. Hollywoods and if they have gross things that make them gross. Because I bet it's gonna be gross. Soaked. Just less damage and first okay, well mine's still alright. You're not even hitting the right cog. He's just not even hitting the right one. This still works, doesn't it? TNT yours? No, like even 2, I think even with the debuff, 2 wrecking balls was still enough, right? Doesn't kill. I don't think it needs to kill. Again, this guy who's someone who was talking about like using TNT and Clara. I know Clara TNT one-shots, but the fact of the matter is it's going to take you 2 turns to clear them regardless. Whether everybody does the Wrecking Ball both turns, that's 2 turns, or you use 1 turn to Clara TNT and the next turn to gang up on your cog, that's still going to take 2 turns, right? So either way, it's 2 turns. So in that case, I would just not use a Clara. He said clearly you don't own an air fryer. Did he actually say that? That's so dope. Clearly you don't own an air fryer, babe. Clara wasn't viable unless someone was trapless and paired with a Holly. Yeah, I didn't think so. Like, as far as I know, as someone who has done near 40 major players over the past 2 days, almost 3 days now, the 2 Wrecking Ball strat works fine. It wasn't really an issue. Nobody had a qualm with that. Did my guy get extra resistance? Did his Thane change? Why did he suddenly not die? Wait, hold on. Question mark. Did he gain a resistance? They can gain... They change? Oh, that's gross. I don't like that they change. No, okay, I see that I did 258 damage. It shouldn't have done 258 damage. It should have done... Oh, that's gross. It should have done 512. That changes every round? I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that at all. I don't know about that one, Chief. Alright, so what is... I have to actually click through. Okay, so he siphons now. Okay, well, I guess, mine's still up, so... Now I kill. He's soaked. He takes less damage when soaked. I say don't even bring Squirt to this fight. There's too many of these cogs that take less damage when soaked. Have one person bring Squirt so we can like drop major player, but otherwise it's just not good for regular cogs because I feel like we constantly get these like takes less damage when soaked. Yeah, I really don't like all these changes for Dave. I'm not. It's too much, right? For a middle of the game boss battle, it doesn't need to be this complicated. Right? Am I wrong about that? I could see if this was like one of the end game bosses, sure, but I'm not seeing it here. Now these ones also have an effect. That one's also a rising star. Ugh, why are they all rising stars? Does 20 plus damage every time. Oh. We gotta wait. What are we waiting on? Why are we dropping? We're about to take like massive damage. What is this? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It feels too complicated. There's too much I have to keep up with. Yeah, it feels overcorrected. It does. I don't think, obviously the fight's not impossible. I'm not complaining about that. I want to make that clear. It's not that it's like too hard or impossible. It's just too complicated, right? It never needed to be that complicated. Oh, homie, you're gonna die, by the way. All of these cogs are doing massive damage. They're all doing massive damage. Because now imagine a brand new Toon who has never done this fight before coming into this fight. They're gonna be so overwhelmed. The only reason why this group right now is not overwhelmed right now is because of the fact that we've done this fight so many times. So we take the previous knowledge of what we know about this fight and we're building off of that. That doesn't work for a brand new player. A brand new player is gonna come into this and they're going to have to look at this, but they're also going to have to look at this, and they're also going to have to look at this, and they're going to have to look at that, but now we have to look at this. Oh, we have a dance partner, and we have last tap, and we have... Oh, what else does he have? Oh, but he's soaked, but he also has soak resistance, but also he's a superstar. There's too much. There's too much. Yeah, this feels like an overclocked version, where this would be like a good tier 2 step, right? It's a good tier 2 step, but it's not gonna work for somebody who's never done this fight before. Somebody who comes into this fight for the first time is gonna feel so overwhelmed. Do you remember when this fight first came out and everyone came into it and it was hard and we all had to figure it out? There are still people who are coming into the fight and still have to figure it out. When you add this much complexity, it becomes too much for the casual player, and they won't want to learn it anymore. They won't ever want to do it again. I genuinely think Dave was fine how it was. This isn't just me being like, oh, change bad. I'm welcome to change, but you have to think of it through the lens of somebody who's never done this fight before. That's what you have to do, and that's so hard to do, especially as someone who works on the game, right? I'm sure the people who are making these changes are people who are like, how can we make Dave better? How can we make it more intriguing? How can we make it harder? Right? Yeah, Dave might have needed a change, but I don't think the change was too much, you know? Or like I didn't think they needed to change that much. What are we doing now? What's going on? We still haven't killed this last one either. Why the lure flashing? It's letting you know he can't be lured at all, but again, that's just for one turn. I'm new to TTCC. This looks far too complicated. When I was doing Dave over the past couple days, I had brand new people come in who had never seen Corporate Clash before. And they saw this fight and they went, oh, this is cool. I can't wait to be able to do this. Whoa, you do match mini in the middle of the fight? Whoa. That's awesome. And then I had to explain things like dance partner and whatnot. But you have to make something complex without making it too complex. I don't hate change. I think the bell ringer is a great change. I think that one is fun. It's not too complicated. There's two ideas to that. He heals himself. He heals other cogs. And the cogs blow up if they're overcharged, right? Like there's you can count on one hand what you have to know about the battle. You know what I'm saying? Now we have to focus this guy too because he's gonna get a million more damage now. I don't know, man. It was fun before. I'm not having fun now. Because now, okay, now you have to figure out viral sensation. Oh, but I'm also paired with him. Oh, but I'm also... Just feels like a lot. A hander did 50? It did. And now we actually have to kill him because he's a rising star. And he does 30 more damage every turn. This guy does 25 more damage every turn. This guy does 35 more damage every turn. And this guy... You know what I'm saying? It already had a level of complexity that was enough. Oh, but also we had to keep in mind that this one and that one specifically are lure resistant. Oh... This is more, yeah, it's more complicated than Chainsaw at this point. There's a reason why fights like Witch Hunter and Multi-Slacker weren't done a whole lot. They had over complexities that kept it from either being too one-note or too complex, right? Then you had fights like Rainmaker, and you have fights like Major Player, and you have fights like Chainsaw, and fights like Pacesetter, that their gimmicks were pretty straightforward, but they worked, right? Also, we definitely absolutely have to tune up this round, because we're about to do dancing, so... I think I would rather do Witch Hunter over this right now. This is just too much. Witch Hunter got a buff? I don't think Witch Hunter needed to be buffed. Actually, if anything, I think Witch Hunter needed something like where mob mentality was every 3 turns, or less advocate EXEs. Just slightly. Just slightly. Because it wasn't hard. It had a good difficulty. It just felt too one note because you were doing the same thing every other turn. When you make mob mentality every 3 turns, or you add less advocate EXEs, it allows more turns to be unique, right? Instead of sound and then trap lure tune up, sound trap lure tune up, sound trap lure tune up, right? Whenever you got that turn that there wasn't an advocate EXE, you're like, oh, we can like lure triple throw now, right? Or we could like squirt drop, right? Like you had other things you could do. Witch Hunter probably needs to be remade from scratch. There's some good ideas there, but they need to be changed. And now this Gladhander is pretty close to one-shotting somebody. Deer dies if he hits the deer. 39. I'm telling you. I don't want to have to start focusing these dudes. I mean, we could literally win this turn, but like, man, I don't want to do this again. Coming from somebody who literally just did 30 major players in 48 hours, this changes what makes me not want to do it again. It just doesn't. Back up drop. Back drop. Back up drop. There you go. Who do I give this feedback to? You did great with Bellringer. Bellringer is awesome. This ain't it for major player. I would rather do pace. I would rather this boss easy for real. It's not even that it's hard. It's complicated. It's too complicated. There are too many, you know? I mean, like, I know new strats to form, but there's too many things to keep up with. Again, it's not even hard. It's just that now you have to keep up with X, Y, and Z, and W, and T, and V, and all the other bosses never had that many things to keep up with. You didn't. You didn't have that many things to keep up with. I remember in the beginning, I even thought that Rainmaker was a little complex. But after giving it time, I kind of figured it out, and Rainmaker became fun with its complexity. But you know why Rainmaker's complexity was fun? Is because even though it had different things you had to learn, they weren't at the same time. It was like something new came up, oh, let's learn this, let's figure this out. Oh, something new came up, let's learn this, let's figure this out. With this, you've got 6 cogs in the fight, and 2 of them are rising stars, and one of them has lure immunity, and this one and that one has squirt, and that one has... That was disappointing. I don't want to do it again. Even if you hit me with a give it some time, find new strats, when I first played some of these fights, I thought they were so cool I wanted to do them again. I wanted to learn them, right? Like, you can usually get that initially. You can get that from, like, a fight where, like, oh, that was so cool, let's do it again. I did not get that from this. Did not get it from this at all. I'm sorry, I didn't. It's disheartening, but that's how I feel. Mouthpiece is also very good. I think we go try a mouthpiece. And again, I did not feel this way about Bellringer. Our Bellringer went terribly. We had lure miss twice, and even though we could have won in 3 turns, it took us like 6, and I still went, that was kind of cool. I kind of want to try it again to see if we can get it to work in 3 turns.